Hi, it's Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How is everybody? I hope you had a really wonderful Christmas and in the lead up to the new year that you're feeling really, really good. I've had a little break. Of all the fun things to do over Christmas, I put my back out. So I haven't really been able to sit happily and comfortably to do readings for a few days, but I'm working my way back into it. We had a wonderful Christmas, we did, but there was definitely some struggles in the energy for sure. Lots and lots and lots of intense communication playing out around here, which has had its positives, it's had its negatives. It's been something. So I wanted to get back on. We've just hit Mercury retrograde, which is, look, I'm sitting in 50, I've got 50 cushions piled up around my back. I want to read this energy and, see what's coming up ahead for the collective, how this is affecting twin flames, whether you're in union, whether you're in separation. This energy is going to affect you. Maybe you've never even met your twin flame yet. Maybe that's the part of the wave that you're on, but you've been woken up to this journey. However it manifests for you, Mercury retrograde this year, to me it feels very significant. Not that it's not prior, but like this one feels like it's got some real kick to it. Short of that, Venus will be moving into Aquarius very soon, which will get us out of this really hard stand Capricorn energy and have a different feel to how we're looking at our relationships, with more freedom, more flow, more opportunities for friendship versus this hard stance that we've been going through in the past little bit since early December. So let's look at that Mercury retrograde energy, but I'm going to hold that energy of Venus shifting out of Capricorn in there too, and let's see how that's going to affect twin flames. So let's dive into it. First, we'll read for the Divine Feminine, then we'll look at Divine Masculine, we'll build a bridge, and then we'll have a look at some Divine Love Oracle. See if we can't get ourselves a reading. Let's do this. Righto, what have we got? Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Righto. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Queen of Swords. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, look, this is an interesting read already. Okay, let's bottom of the deck. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that an extra 5 and 6? Okay. Did I grab an extra one? These cards get really thick at times, and I can't tell if I've got 1 or 2. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck. The Push from the Universe. Look at this. It's a really nice one. It's Justice. And, that first layer of energy really has been everything that we've been working on in 2022. Like this soulmate cycle really, excuse me, the heart of it has really been playing out since early in 2020. So we've been, even back into 2019. But this soulmate cycle has been playing out for a little while. And people who are experiencing it, you could be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and all be in this current version of the soulmate cycle. The waves are not time-centric, they're task-centric. And I've got some videos in another playlist. I won't spend this reading discussing it, but if you're interested in finding out more about the waves, look into that Key Concepts playlist that I have, and it'll discuss more about it. But the reason that I'm talking about this, where it's not time-centric, it's task-centric, is because justice is very important when we're relating it to what your particular role is on the twin flame journey. Like, depending on what wave you're on, you had different things that you had to achieve. You had different purposes that were set out for you. And for some of them, it didn't involve having to have your twin flame by your side to achieve it at all. Some people hadn't even met their twin flame and they were on this journey. Some people have their twin flame on the other side of the veil and they're on this journey. So it's task-centric. But what I'm suggesting, that with this Justice card coming around, and we're looking at Mercury retrograde, which one of the energies of that is that the past comes back around. I'm going to suggest whatever was playing out for you in that early energy of I'm going to put it from 2019, but into early 2020. To me, it feels like that's what's going to be coming back around. Do I have a red hot reason why I'm telling you this? No, it's a feeling. It's a leaning into energy, and it's going, what is coming back around for a review. And it feels to me like the start of this soulmate cycle is coming back around for a level of review, and it wants to move it forward. You are going to get to feel the fruit of what it's the high fruit, you know. It's not the low hanging fruit, it's not the easy choices, it's not the easy picks, it's the the fruit of all the work that you've been moving through. The justice is all of the lessons, all of the assignments, all of the ascensions, all of the goals, all of the processes. If you've put yourself through the tasks, um, justice is on its way. And what is the justice? It's the Nine of Cups, right? It's truly moving forward in a really positive way. Like the Chariot, that is the Emperor in the chariot moving forward. This horse is going at a rate of knots. It's one of the fastest paced forward moving energies that we have. But when the justice is driving the chariot, it's going, what is it that the chariot is actually driving toward? What is your justice? What have you done? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And this is saying that what you get out of it, what you're driving towards, is some of the most beautiful blessings that you've known, right? And this cycle, like I'm pinning it on like a full circle. So if you've been in this soulmate cycle from as far back as 2019, and wherever you've come into the cycle at whatever point, right? It's like that is the energy that's coming back. The work that you've done under that loop of energy, you're going to get the fruit of it. That's how I'm reading this particular energy. And I want to say 2019 particularly, it's jumping out at me for a reason. This was pre-COVID, pre waking up to what the world looked like in the COVID energy. So it's like going, everything that we've done, everything that we've moved through, um, related to life, related to your life path, related to your choices, related to your wisdom. Um, what are your intentions moving forward? And it's like, the last reading I did, I was really sort of banging on about how setting your mission to Jupiter was looking at the next 12 years and going, what are your intentions with regards to where you're headed? And if you're looking back in 12 years' time, what have you achieved? You know, it's that looking, driving forward, but looking back energy. And it's going, now you're on the fast track to whatever you've set your intentions towards. But how you've set your intentions was on the back of what you went through in the past 3 to 4 years. I hope that makes sense. So it's kind of like it's coming around full circle in order to propel you to everything that you have projected for yourself. So if you've worked really hard on your manifesting, if you've worked really hard on going, what is it that I want to actually achieve, where I want to go, now's the time that you're moving in the direction of your blessings, the high fruit, the stuff at the top of the tree, the stuff that we know we deserve for all the work that we've done as twin flames. That energy manifesting here on the planet. That's what's coming in. We're going to start to feel comfortable on the planet. Righto. What have we got here? We've got the Nine of Wands, we've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Moon. So this is a very intense layer of energy, right? And to me, it directly relates to that manifesting energy we were looking at sort of prior to Christmas. Now here, we're having a look at going, you've been through a lot, right? And you're sitting in the energy, the next layer of energy is going, that's all really good and well, Suze, but like 12 years to get to Jupiter, what I'm thinking of is right now, and I'm not sitting in union, and I feel like my twin comes and goes, if they're coming in at all, and the whole thing still feels like a bloody mystery to me, and I'm weary of it. I'm bloody weary of it. I thought you were telling me this stuff was going to come online. I thought we were going to get easier, lighter energy. I thought of all the things, and this Nine of Wands energy can keep us a little bit stuck, and the Knight of Wands energy is this feeling of going, I have fleeting moments of feeling good. I have fleeting moments of knowing that I'm on the right path. But by and large, I saw an awesome post on this, actually, that said I'm part sloth, part goddess, part this, part that. And it started expressing what this journey is to the collective right now, of going, You know, at times you just want to curl up in your bed and sleep. And at other times you just feel like charging after it because you're so inspired. But you feel like you're still very much in the mystery of it all. Like it hasn't revealed itself in the full truth of where it is that we're heading. Um, this is not really bringing forth at this point in time some big Mercury retrograde energies. This is still sitting very much in the now, going, I've really been through it. Sometimes I have fight, sometimes I don't. I'm still in the mystery of it all. So that's a very now energy. And even what we've moved through here, you know, if we're looking at Mercury retrograde, it is the energy is coming back round, but it's very, very positive. But it's really still not a distinct ideal of where the past is useful in us moving forward. Not yet. So what we've got here is the Knight of Pentacles. And I think it's really interesting that he comes in the position of the way that the universe is. What is pushing against us right now is this feeling of Groundhog Day. He's my Groundhog Day guy. He gets up and he does the same thing every day, expecting the same result for the work that he does. But, you know, the goal is way, way off. You know, it's like he gets up and he grinds every day and he'll get through the day and he'll get his pay for the day that was. But the big goal is miles off in the future. But he keeps working. He just keeps grinding. And it's that idea of going, there's another, I keep referring to memes at the moment, I don't know, but there's two people tunneling underground and they're up ahead of them is a great big bag of diamonds. And, you know, they're like two digs away from crashing through their tunnels to getting to the diamonds, and one's walking away. One's got his pick on his shoulder and he's moving in the other direction, while the other person is going to continue to dig to get to the diamonds. And they're so close. They're so close they don't even know how close they are. They're so close and they've been digging at it for so long that one of them is actually walking away. Now that is this soulmate cycle. People will go, I've had enough. I'm tapping out. I need to get off it for a moment. That's absolutely your call. And that will be the fruit, the justice. That will be where you're at and what you're doing. And it's not that your blessing goes away. It's just going, for now, you can lay down the pick that's digging the tunnel and go, I need a break. Right? Part sloth, part goddess. Whichever energy is feeling more aligned with you right now, it's just like honor it. But the push from the universe is going, essentially, I want you to keep digging. I can't override your free will, and the Knight of Pentacles is not a sexy energy. It's not that one that goes, oh man, it's so good, all the love is rushing down on me and it's so wonderful. It's pretty much Groundhog Day. It's get up, feel what you felt yesterday, do the same work that you did yesterday, and still not seeing the magical result yet, right? But we're not at the end of this reading. Now, what we've got here is what is showing up in the 3D. How you're showing up in 3D is wanting to connect, wanting to communicate. This could very well indicate like lots of, I'm feeling it more like fast-paced communication or like digital communication, social media. That you may well be having communication with your twin flame right now, but if you're not having communication with your twin, you're talking to somebody about it. You know, if you're in the part of your journey where your twin is still, you know, distinctly in separation from you and you're not having communication, then, you know, this is probably that you're talking to someone else about it, but it's not keeping quiet. And in not keeping quiet, you're actually doing what the Knight of Pentacles is asking you to do, is to talk about your journey, to learn about it, to understand it, and do the work that's required in order for, you know, the bigger mission is to ground the energy that's coming to grace the whole planet. So that's the goal of being a twin flame. And if you're not talking soul ascension journeys and you are talking twin flames, then your mission is not aligned, right? If the only thing you're talking about, if you're a twin flame and you're only talking about the love and romance of it, you've met someone and they've lit you up and you're in love and it's amazing. And if you're not talking about how it's helping you move and grow and evolve and grounding a higher level of energy, a higher vibration, then you're not actually talking a twin flame journey. Now, why I'm saying this is because the Wheel of Fortune is sitting here in the soul position, right? It's going, this is a very karmic response to what's playing out. Now, what I'm picking up is that there will be people who are very, 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 very close to union, who don't know how close they are, who will tap out of the journey at this point in time and delay their blessing. Now, why this is fascinating to me is because you've got the Justice card pushing up from underneath the deck, and you've got the Wheel of Fortune in the soul space. Both of those cards have a very karmic energy about them, and I'm feeling it intensely in the way that they're presenting. So this Wheel of Fortune is going, we're spinning the wheel. We're spinning the wheel and we're going, where is it going to land? Is it going to land in a position where you get the golden shiny, like on the Wheel of Fortune, and you get the golden shiny number, or you're going to land on the black one that says bankrupt, right? You got to spin the wheel and keep doing the work to solve the puzzle. Here's the puzzle over here. No, it's not. Here's the puzzle over here. You got to keep doing the work to solve the puzzle. And some days it will feel like you are just grinding for no result. Other days you get that lovely, lovely, shiny, response. Spin that wheel and you get the positive karma, or spin that wheel and you end up with the negative karma. But essentially, there's this energy of free will and continuing to want to dig no matter what is playing out in this energy. I just have this feeling that there's some people who are this close to having a breakthrough in their unions. They're so close, this close, but they're actually going to throw down their shovel. I'm just saying, don't let it be you. I know this isn't a sexy energy. It's not, right? It's hard work. And it's getting up every day and going, will there be communication today? And if it's not communication with your person, is it communication with somebody else to help you get through, and continue to do the work that you need to do? I just get a feeling that there's some people who are going to spin this wheel and go, no. Why? We've got in the challenge position the Knight of Cups. Okay, now here is our sexy. I love the Knight of Cups, our Mr. Valentine's Day. He wears his heart out on his sleeve, right? And he's out there going, so it's my job to spin the wheel, and on some days it's going to come up bankrupt. How am I supposed to continue to feel love, continue to put my heart out on my sleeve, continue to want to do the work when I'm not feeling any of this beautiful, romantic, poetic energy? Now, twin flames, you are not going to feel fairy tales, unicorns, rainbows, starshine every single time that you connect with your twin. Sometimes it's going to be positively frustrating, and it's going to be conversations with them are going to leave you going, why do I even care about this person? And it's going to make you want to leave your path. And there's going to be plenty of arguments out there for twin flames to say that what you're in is not a twin flame journey, but narcissists and empaths and all these kinds of things. But what I want to say to you, that the twin flame journey does resonate differently to a narcissistic journey. And if you spin this wheel and you're going, all I'm stuck with is a narcissist, and if you can't get to the story behind the story, and if you can't get into the doctrine, if you can't understand the higher purpose, if you can't get to the place where it's all about the mission and not the way the person is behaving. Now, don't get me wrong, there are narcissists out there, and you should by all means employ all tactics advised not to engage with narcissistic behavior. I've definitely had my share of connections with narcissistic people, and it's heartbreaking, it's devastating, it's soul destroying, it's all of those things. But a twin flame journey, a true twin flame journey, is not a narcissistic empath journey, although you're probably going to feel elements of it, right? Going, I'm spinning the wheel and coming up bankrupt. That does look like a narcissistic journey, but a true twin flame journey is not that. How do you pick the nuances in that? It's the way that the divine carries you on the journey, right? With your twin flame journey, how often have you moved out into the world and spirit has given you advice on what your next and part of the journey is, and you might be at a crossroad where you're going, I just can't do this anymore, I'm done, I'm not interested in this person, I've got no time, no place, no value, no reason to continue to evolve and ascend. And just as you do that, a billboard with their name that tells you carry on pops up in front of you. How often have you had dreams, signs, symbols, processes that have evolved you that your twin flame has mirrored? That's a very, very different journey to being involved with a narcissist who is just out to gaslight, who is just out to suck your soul dry of emotional um, any emotional well-being whatsoever, and then when they're done with you, they throw you aside and they're on to their next victim. It's a very, very different scenario. Now, there are parts of it that echo each other where you go, look, it could be a narc, it could be a twin flame. I get that. Look at the journey, understand the doctrine, dive deep into the knowledge. And here is why the Queen of Swords comes out. She is all about cutting away any bull. Right? She's been the Queen of Cups. She's had her heart broken. She's given and she's lost. The reason why the Knight of Cups is a challenge is because she's hardening her heart to certain processes. She's asking questions. Is my twin flame just a narcissist? She asks those questions. And her sword that she wields is designed to carve away any truth, any rubbish, anything that is not designed to serve her on the journey. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't just use her heart, she uses her head. She uses both in very serious conjunction with each other in order to get to the truth of what's playing out for her in her life and her journey. So what's being asked of you right now, Divine Feminine, is to continue to get up and do the work that you're being asked to do by the Divine every day. Communicate where you need to communicate, whether it's with somebody you trust and somebody who, can help you understand your journey, or whether it's your twin flame themselves, knowing that sometimes you're going to spin the wheel and lose, right? It doesn't mean that your blessing has gone further away from you at all. It just means that you're in a process right now of discerning and filtering, because the energies need to be cleaned up and crystallized before you can enjoy the union. And know that the ability to actually have that full cup of love is really challenging right now. So the Queen of Swords is your best defense. Cut through any rubbish, right? Learn about the journey. That's my best advice to anyone who truly resonates with this journey, is understand the doctrine. Understand what is the difference between a narcissist. What is the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate? What is the difference? How does it play out? What am I meant to learn? How am I meant to grow? This is where you find your sanity, and this is where the Queen of Swords shines, with knowledge, right? She cuts away any crap. So if you do, by chance, because, Divine Feminine do attract narcissists, they do, and I've been there. I've dealt with my share, and this is probably why I sit in this position and go, here's how I can divide the two, is because I study them. I get to know the very heart, the very truth, and anything that now appears as narcissistic energy. Not that everybody to me that term gets thrown around a lot, and a true narcissist is, you know, is not as common as the world would have you believe. But there's definitely some people out there who display the disorder. And then there's people out there who just have facets of it, but because we're the time and place that we live in, they're just labelled narcissistic energy. So it is something that I highly recommend you study. Before you class somebody a narcissist or class them not, study it. Really study it, really understand it, so that when you swing your sword as the Queen of Swords, you know what you're cutting away, right? You don't want to show up as the page and sprout your truth that hasn't truly been, the page is the base level of that, right? So talk to people so that you can move from the page to the Queen and sit in a place of knowledge about what it is that you're going through and what you need to cut away. So as the page, recognize that there's stuff to learn by talking to people, by communicating, and by understanding the journey more deeply. And then what's the likely outcome? Excuse me very much, is the Ace of Pentacles. Fresh new starts, right? Fresh new starts. This energy is going to birth, and I do feel like we're going to come into new awakenings under our Mercury retrograde energy. So that's running from December 29 to January 18, and I do feel like we're going to have the lessons. To me, it's more like it's reflecting over energy versus actually, yes, some people will have people come back from the past. Absolutely. And if you've got a person coming back from the past that's triggering understanding and awareness, I'd be still going, well, where is the headspace on that where I'm meant to learn something? I really do feel, because we've got Mercury in Capricorn, as it goes. So what we're looking at is realistic ideas, clear communication, and thoughts being down to earth. So it doesn't bode well for big, beautiful unions. But I think on the other side of that energy, once we clear ourselves of this retrograde and whatever comes up during that time, I think we start to open ourselves up to more free-flowing energy on the other side of it. Will be interesting to read as we move further into the month. Righto. Well, let's look at how this retrograde is affecting divine masculine and see what that energy is like in comparison. Well, I know, like, it's definitely feeling the shift around here in just the ability to communicate and, really start to, dive into some big ideals and get to the baseline on some of the questions that were just sitting there as big question marks and going, what do you actually think about this? What do you actually feel about that? So it does bode for communication for sure, but I know that not everybody's going to have their twin in front of them. So it's like going, definitely you're going to have to play this out sort of with you and the divine in some aspects, but don't be afraid to reach out to other people in the collective and go, this is what I've been thinking about, this is what I've been feeling, and going, see if we can get to some answers between us. If it's not you and your twin bouncing off each other, don't be afraid to use your voice under this energy. If there's something from the past that comes up that you feel like you need to talk about, my best advice under this energy is to open your mouth and speak. Find someone who'll listen and understand so that you can feel like you can get in this energy, the Queen of Swords. You can cut away any crap. Righto, what have we got? Nine of Swords. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Strength card in the challenge. We've got the King of Pentacles. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Look at that as a match. It does. It really it hits me for a couple of reasons, but we'll get to that energy. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Look what they've got. I'm not going to take it, but under here they've got the Knight of Pentacles too. So the work is coming up for them. And I always say Divine Feminine goes first. You've got the Knight of Pentacles there, and here comes the Divine Masculine going. Here comes my Knight of Pentacles. Righto. Page of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. This is really interesting energy, and I kind of want to lean on what we had in that new moon energy about reciprocity in relationships. I'm going to call out Divine Masculine has struggled in this front, struggled with an energy that could at times have been a little bit... I'm looking at this page and it's like the way he's looking at his wands going, this is my wand, it's just mine and mine alone, and I'm not going to share it with anybody. And it's like, I'm feeling like there's an energy here of going, not knowing how to share or not knowing how to be reciprocal with people. But the energy that is moving is now, if we move this page, right, which is a difficult energy for anyone to sit in because it can push people away. It can make people feel like they don't know how to connect, or they can be curious as to why people don't want to give to them. But I feel like Divine Masculine is having some kind of victory over this energy. Right, the Page of Wands is now, imagine this is now our Page of Wands. They're up on the horse and they're having some level of a victory. They're going, it's been a long battle for me to understand what it is to start to share and to give. But look what comes next. Here I am giving. Now this can be an energy of breadcrumbing, but I'm not seeing it this way this time. I'm seeing it as this page has learnt a thing or two about what it is to overcome selfishness and to be able to give in a fair and balanced way. So it's, it's not just in this twin flame connection, this is in life. It's going, if this person has been a selfish person in life, they're having some level of victory over that feeling, or some level of victory at looking at someone else's circumstance and go, you know, um, what is this feeling? That I actually care about your feelings and care about what you want, and I want to have balance for how we connect with each other. Now that energy is directly related to that new moon in Capricorn, the reciprocity of relationships. So it's interesting for that read to come out this way. So it's still not it's still an underlying energy. It's still like a baseline energy, but it's there. It's a ripple in their energy going. I feel like I'm starting to figure out what it is. I've had a long battle of just feeling like I'm here in it on my own. I'm the only person who can pick up this wand. I'm the only person who can carry it. And aren't I wonderful for doing so? You know, and I don't have to give to anybody else because I'm all alone and all by myself, and it's me, right? And yeah, I'll receive when people give to me, but I'm not going to give anything in return. But I feel like we've had this victory over this selfish energy and this willingness to want to give. And let's give that new moon in Capricorn a round of applause if this has actually had the effect that I'm reading, that reciprocity energy. Right. What have we got? Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Swords, and the Death card. This is interesting because I'm reading the Divine Feminine Wheel of Fortune reads very differently to the Divine Masculine Wheel of Fortune, except it does have this, you know, this ideal of going, if I spin this wheel, I do not know what I'm going to get. My eyes are blind, but I'm really trusting that it's going to be something positive, and I want to leave the past in the past, right? I really do want to leave the past in the past. I want to close the door on the old chapter. I want to take my chances on this Wheel of Fortune. I want to spin it because I feel like positive things are coming in my direction. And this time the devil is on the underneath of the wheel. We've spun that wheel, and it's a devilish looking creature, and it's on the underneath. The snake is headed downwards, like it's headed, you know, the positive things sit up here, and these are all headed downwards. And I'm like going, I don't even want to look at the things that would take me away from my path. I want to close the door on anything negative, and I want to move my way forward into a new chapter. Right. The challenge though is, oh man, I've done so much crappy stuff. Things just go wrong for me. And look, you put these two side by side. Is like I've kicked over. How I read it. I went for 3 cups. I went for 3 for the price of 2. I thought that I was getting a better deal over here, but when I went over there, I kicked over the cups, and now I got nothing. Now I've got nothing. These 2 cups sit over here behind me, and I don't even know if they're mine anymore. I don't know if there's any value in these cups anymore. And this is how they're actually showing up. Like, this isn't an undercurrent. This is I'm showing up in remorse and regret. I'm showing up in grief. I'm showing up in a process that's really painful for me. And it's a real struggle for me to know what to do about it. Sometimes I don't sleep very well. Look at where these swords go, through their heart, through their throat, through their crown. Right? Could you sleep lying down on those swords? No, I couldn't. It's a very dismaying card in the right way. I don't always read the Nine of Swords as a card of dismay, depending on what deck I'm reading it from. Sometimes I read it as going, you sit up all night because you've got wisdom coming in. But when I read it from the Rider-Waite, it's like going, I'm literally up all night struggling with the decisions I made, struggling with the pain that is playing out. And it's like Spirit is putting swords through me in going, you know, we want to give you so much wisdom. When will you start to pay attention? And here they're showing up just, you know, like probably when you if you were interacting, you'd probably hear a message of, you know, perhaps there has been loss in their life that's not connected to you. Maybe they have lost someone important to them. Maybe they are going through a grief process, and they're going, right now, I really could have used that love, that support, that kindness that my Divine Feminine would have provided on any given day. They would have wrapped me up in their arms, kept me safe, kept me warm, kept me loved, but I turned my back on it. And then over here, whatever else I was focusing on has spilt over, and now I sit in remorse, regret, grief, any of the above really deep emotions, and it is keeping them up at night, struggling with the pain of it. In the soul space though, this is interesting, right? I want to make a fresh start, right? I want to, it's such an innocent energy, this Page of Pentacles. When it's in the soul space, it's an innocent energy in as much as, sorry about that, I'll just turn that off. Hang on, I'll just pause that. So back to our reading, it's like this Page of Pentacles, it's like going, I'm learning how to give, but I'm not necessarily good at it yet, right? I'm not good at it yet, but I'm learning how to give. I'm learning how to grow something new. I'm learning how to build structure. I'm learning how to be a better version of myself. But the Page of Pentacles is actually a student energy. It's somebody who is, at the baseline. So, something that has come naturally to other people. This is somebody who's learning this stuff and maybe learning it for the first time in all of their life, going, this is what it feels like to give in a way that's healthy. Now, what's the challenge? That takes strength, right? You don't need strength if you're not suffering, right? If you're not suffering, you don't need strength. So here, the divine masculine shows up with the challenge of strength, going, it causes me anxiety to step outside of my comfort zone. It causes me anxiety to feel vulnerable, to feel exposed, to feel out on a limb with learning how to be more giving, because I'm scared that if I actually give to this energy, that I'll kick that over too, and I'll be left with worse than nothing. At the moment, if they don't know, like if they don't give and they don't know, they actually aren't taking a risk on losing more. Those 2 of cups stay standing, right? But if they take a risk on them and those cups fall over, they're left with nothing. So it's a ginger offer, right? They offer gingerly, they offer small, they offer at a baseline level, but even that takes so much strength to bring those energies together. The advice from Spirit is that how I'm seeing this is a progression energy, and going, the strength that it takes to move through the challenges of the page will actually bring them into the energy of the King of Pentacles. They'll get there. They'll learn how to build and grow and create structure, create formality, bring abundance into their scenario. And then on the back of it, look at this. These 2 make a fresh new start, right? They make a fresh new start together. But it takes some work. It takes learning how to give, and at the moment that energy is a very, very baseline energy. So when it's being given at the moment, it's being given on a it's kind of, and I've described this in a couple, it's like if they're going to crack open the energy and they want to send a big, long, harmonious message, but they'll delete it all, and then you'll just get the, hey, how you going energy, right? Where it's not the full extent, because they're at the point where they can't give more than what they're capable of. If if the capacity that they can give right now, and we're looking at these, and I know the great example I heard of it. Who did I hear say it? I heard it from another reader, and I thought it was the best example that I've heard on how the divine masculine and divine feminine operate. Is like if one of the person, if the divine feminine has developed her energy to be the size of a basketball, and they can give to the full capacity of a basketball, but the divine masculine has only developed their energy to the full capacity of a golf ball. That's what's happening, right? So if your energy is a basketball, their energy is a golf ball, and that's the maximum they can do, then you do have that discrepancy in your ability to give. But here's what I see is, with the strength that that is required to evolve this energy, that person moves from a golf ball to a basketball. They've got much more capacity to give. I thought that was a great analogy on how the divine feminine goes first and has that capacity developed first, or they understand it more first, and then the divine masculine follows. But if your capacity is a golf ball and somebody else's is a basketball, you can't expect the golf ball to be the basketball until the golf ball evolves into the basketball. I thought, what a great analogy. They're giving as much as they can for where they are in the process, but they're in that evolution of moving forward, of that capacity getting bigger. So that's the progression that we have from the page to the king and then to the offer. Righto. Let's have a look. Let's build a bridge over the top of this energy and see what we've got to have a look at there. See what we've got going on. I'm going to ask, what would Divine Masculine tell Divine Feminine if he was able to extend himself beyond the golf ball energy, beyond the Page of Pentacles? What would he say? What would he say? Four of Cups in reverse, a High Priestess in the upright. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, Tower in the upright, and Ten of Cups in the reverse. What would they tell you if they could? Is, look, right now, this is kind of what I was seeing, is that there's a disappointment in their energy. All of their cups have been emptied. Even this one that they thought was like a fresh new energy coming towards them. Somehow, some way, something is playing out beyond their own circumstance that has even tipped this divine cup over. So there's a level of disappointment. And I think what they would be telling you if they could is, it's not you, it's me, and that's the truth. I've got something bigger playing out that has made me feel like I've lost all my cups, all my energy, and I'm sitting in an energy of disappointment. But again, this is what I was talking about in knowing that twin flame journeys exist, is the High Priestess guides me. I still see your name everywhere I go. I still hear songs that we listen to. I still see things that remind me of you. So it's like, even though I'm over here sitting in this difficult, struggled energy, I still feel very, very guided to a version of the truth. The Queen of Pentacles is going, I just don't have something, if we're going from the page to the Queen in the reverse, then on to the King. It's going, I don't know how to make the next step forward. I don't know how to make this evolution at this point in time. I don't know how to take the actions required to fill my cup. See, again, we've got the cups upside down. All of the cups here are upside down. Look, all of them. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. I really don't. I know what I want. I know where I want to go. I know what things should look like, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know the action that I have to take, because King masculine energy is action oriented, and I don't know what actions to take in love in order to evolve myself into this fresh new start. But something is happening. Something is breaking down, like a tower moment. This is a massive strike against the divine masculine. So they have lost something, they have struggled with something, they have moved through a difficult life process. I'm not calling it a dark night of the soul. I'm saying it's something that is, something has fallen down that they had pinned their hopes on. This isn't theirs. It's something to the outside of them, and they're feeling a big energy of disappointment, and they're going, I don't know how to find my way into happiness right at this point in time. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. So if I'm giving you a message, it is, I still see you, I still feel you, I still follow all the signs that tell me you're important to me, but right now I'm in a process that's outside of me, that has struck me down, that's made me sad, it's made me struggle, and I don't know how to fill my cup, so I don't know what action to take to bring us into happiness. Now, the energy from the universe is saying the likely outcome is there is going to be work undertaken that is a fresh new start. It might be very platonic, because we've got this Ace of Pentacles energy. So it might be that the energy doesn't make your cups run over, because we've got someone who's in a very baseline energy on how to give. But once they have this process take over and heal, which I'm suggesting it's on the other side of this retrograde energy, I think that January is going to be one of those months for the divine masculine where they're hard to reach, they're hard to get to, not because of our connection with them, but because life has got them by the throat, and it's making them feel like they don't know where the joy is in life right now. So, but they go, are they connecting this idea of not giving with a lack of joy? And going, well, I've been selfish on this front, and now I've lost on this front. Maybe they're connecting the two together and going, I need to be in charge of making my life better. If I want good things to happen, I need to make good things happen. Let's get a bit of Divine Love Oracle over the top of that and see what we've got going on. Souls collide. The Divine Feminine, not from here, and always connected for the connection. Divine Masculine was not from here. Souls collide. So this does feel like it's kind of where I was leaning to at the start of the reading, and going, I don't have anything but a download from spirit on this one, and feeling like there's the energy of where you first collided is coming back around. So souls collide is really that moment where you met and you felt the connection, and you went, this is different, this is something that I'm not familiar with, that I don't know. And it's then, like, it is that point, that moment where your DNA light codes lit up, and from there on there's pre-twin flame and there's post-twin flame. It's like before this journey came to you, and there's after, and this is the moment where your soul space actually met on the planet. Now, not everybody has experienced it in the same way, so you apply it to your journey the way it came. Maybe your twin flame journey emerged because you had a dream about it. It might have happened in the 5D space. It could have happened in 50 million different ways. Like, there's not 50 million, but you get what I'm saying. Everybody's got their own version of how this souls collide journeys play out, in going, this has impacted me as if a comet flew into my chest, and I'll never be the same again. So I think under this Mercury retrograde, you're going to have a revisiting of that souls collide moment, whether it's a physical version of it or a metaphysical version. I would be looking for it in the next couple of weeks. Divine Masculine, not from here. This is super interesting because this is what we're picking up around you, in going that you're starting to understand who you are in a bigger version of yourself, and starting to know that you have come here for purpose, that you are a soul bigger than the physical being, and that everything you think, do, feel, say has an impact on the way you're moving through life. So not from here is a realization card of going, I need to accept who I am as a broader picture of being, you know, it's like going, that moment where I remember when it happened to me. I was driving, I used to work at a bank here in Australia, and I was driving to work, and it hit me. I'm going, why am I doing this? Why do I get in my car every day and drive to this job that I hate, and deal with money and deal with cranky people, and I'm smiling and being polite, and there's lots of lovely people, but on the daily someone's pissed off at me because of their money that's got nothing to do with me, but they're going to yell at me about it. And this is my life. I come home, I make a meal and spend time with my daughter, and we go to bed, we get up and we do it all again. And I was driving to work this day, and I'm going, what is the point of all this? Like, and it was that moment that I went, who am I? What am I? What is this life all about? Those existential processes started to play out, and realizing that we are these soul beings that have this bigger purpose, particularly as a twin flame. These awakenings are massive, and I get the feeling that something is playing out on that process, because the ideal of this is going, of the connection, is that we're always connected. So in understanding, you're having a revisiting of the soul collide energy, but maybe that's because Divine Masculine is revisiting it, going, well, what was that all about? Why is it that I met this person and I can't cut them away? Why is it that I, still roll through these journeys over and over again? And maybe the realization comes right into crystal clear focus for both parties, that you are always, always, always connected. And I'm going to take this back right to this guy here. That's not sexy energy, but this is sexy energy, right? So it's going, you've sat in this for how long, Divine Feminine, and you've been doing this energy for how long? Don't remember those two tunnels, that you might be just two more swings of that pick away from getting all of the diamonds that this initial collision promised. So, these energies are coming back around for a revisit. So keep digging, keep understanding the doctrine, keep pushing along in your journey, because there's understandings happening on the other side of the coin, because there's losses taking place, there's disappointments taking place, and there's an inability to fill this cup without understanding the higher meaning of the journey. The High Priestess is here to help, And then the likely energy from this is that there's an understanding that we are always connected. Righto, that's our reading. Sorry I was so absent for so long, but I really wanted to get back and do this Mercury retrograde reading, and we will look after the back and and try and bring some readings consistently forward. But I want to wish everyone, I hope you had a really Merry Christmas, and that you have lovely plans for the new year, and sending all my love and blessings to this beautiful collective community that we have. And yeah, let's track these energies into the new year with excitement in our hearts for wonderful things to come. All right, I'm going to sign off and say, in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.